Hello everyone and welcome back to the Part-Time Gamers YouTube channel. I am Welchy, one half of the Part-Time Gamers, and welcome back to Part-Time Gamers Weekly, our weekly show where we discuss the hottest topics in video game news. We go through what we've been playing, and also we now have our movie club that we discuss right at the end. Big week this week. It was looking like there's going to be no news stories to talk about, but then bam, a big one come in from Xbox. So we're going to talk about that today. So let's get straight into it with our topic of the week. Topic of the week. Okay, so I really want to get straight into this one. Last week we spoke about the Xbox and Bethesda showcase and the Summer Games Fest showcase, or Summer Games Fest Live, which is coming up in June, just a month away now. I think it's actually less than a month for Summer Games Fest. So we was talking about that, what to expect and what not. And for the Xbox showcase, obviously go back and watch it if you want to, but for the Xbox showcase, I said we're definitely going to see Starfield and we're definitely going to see Redfall. Well, ladies and gentlemen, both of those games have just been delayed to 2023. So originally, Redfall never had a set date as such, but it was slated for summer 2022, which summer, in my opinion, starts in May? No, June, in my opinion. This is a weird thing. Let's talk about seasons quickly. I see the winter as December, January, February, spring as March, April, May, summer as June, July, August, and then autumn as September, October, November. That's how I see it. So in my opinion, Redfall was going to be launching around June, July, August. That has been moved to the first half of 2023. Bethesda tweeted it yesterday with Starfield. Now, Starfield did have a date. Starfield was dated for 11/11/2022, which is exactly 11 years. Exactly 11 years after. No, yeah, exactly 11 years after Skyrim, which launched 11/11/11, 11th of November 2011. Yeah, that's right. Which is big because they've made Skyrim and obviously a very big success story. And that's been slated for a while for that date, and now months away, weeks away really, weeks away from the showcase, months away from the game release, but weeks away from the showcase, they've delayed it to first half of 2023. Crazy, really, because the biggest thing here, and obviously it's fine, we'd rather the developers take their time and make not the perfect game, but make their game that they want to make and make it as polished as they can. We don't want another Cyberpunk. We don't want a game to come out buggy as hell, basically broken, and then we're all slating it. No one likes the game, no one's playing it. No one wants that. Developers definitely don't want that. The gamers don't want that. Xbox don't want that. This is a big generation for Xbox. They're doing so well with their console sales. They're pretty much neck and neck with PlayStation as far as I'm aware, and they need to now have the games. And this was obviously Halo Infinite was a big one for them. Did well. It's dying off a bit, but it did well. And Forza Horizon 5 did well. But this felt like the first major. Halo Infinite was, but there's something about Starfield that just felt like this is it. This is where Xbox really kick on and try and compete with PlayStation on the game front. So for it to be delayed is disappointing, but I think Xbox and Bethesda know we can't get this wrong. We cannot release this in a state where we could be a new Cyberpunk, because all of Xbox's goodwill, no matter how good Game Pass is, people are going to start saying, where are the fucking games? Maybe PlayStation are right. Maybe you can't have your best games, first party titles, on a service like Game Pass, because the quality just disappears. You just don't get the quality that you do of a Horizon Forbidden West, of a Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, of a God of War Ragnarok, hopefully. You just don't get that by putting it on a service day and date. Xbox don't want that message, because otherwise they're losing again. So I can understand why they're delaying it, but it is disappointing. And the biggest thing is that there's nothing coming out. There is nothing from Xbox on an exclusive basis at the moment, as from what we know. there's nothing. There's Stalker 2, which was meant to be out already, and that was delayed to December, which is basically 2023 at this point. That's coming out December. They announced that delay before this whole Ukraine-Russia, I believe it was before. Don't quote me on that, but I believe they didn't announce that delay before the Ukraine and Russia war. I refuse to call it anything else. And they were based in Ukraine, this studio. So I know that Xbox got the studio and moved them somewhere else. I can't remember exactly where. I don't know if it was Poland or somewhere else. I cannot remember. Apologies, but sorry, I'm getting a call, but I'm going to quickly turn that off. Hopefully, yeah, there has to be something else, because I can see Stalker 2 getting delayed for those reasons just mentioned. And if that is the case, then they literally have nothing, like nothing. Xbox have already had, and I mean, yeah, because their last game was Halo Infinite in an exclusive way. They had Ghostwire Tokyo, that was PlayStation exclusive from an Xbox exclusive company, first party company. Deathloop will be coming this year to Xbox on Game Pass around September-ish time. I'm getting another call, sorry. But the thing with that is that that's already been out for a year on PlayStation. So it's not going to have the... I have not played it, and I'm actually waiting for it to come to Game Pass. I'm personally excited for it, but it's not going to have the impact because it's been out for a year. It's old news, basically. So I'm not going to count that. So other than that, there's nothing. The last game was Halo, which the multiplayer launched in November 21, and I think the campaign might have launched December 21. In that time, PlayStation have had Sifu, that counts at the moment as a PlayStation exclusive, even if it's just timed. I think it's a full exclusive, but I might be wrong. And Horizon Forbidden West, which was a massive game. So that's 2 already. If God of War Ragnarok releases this year, it's just what... The reason I have an Xbox is for Game Pass. It's because Game Pass is an incredible deal, and if a game isn't exclusive to PlayStation, I'll probably just play it on Game Pass at some point. I'm not going to buy these, for me, because I'm not financially able to. I'd rather just wait for certain games that I'm not fully sold on to come to Game Pass. For example, Guardians of the Galaxy last year. I like the look of it, but I wasn't fully sold on it, so I waited. It came to Game Pass, and I'm enjoying it now. For games that I know, like God of War Ragnarok, I just can't think of anything on top of my head, but games that I know I'm going to love and want to play. I bought Nintendo Switch Sports recently. I'll buy them because I know that. But if I know it's coming to Game Pass, obviously I won't. But what I'm trying to say is third-party titles, if I'm not fully sold on them, I'll normally wait for them to reach Game Pass. Which is why I have Xbox and why I have Game Pass, mainly because their exclusives aren't there. Obviously, I love Gears of War, but they're not at the caliber of the PlayStation games. They're just not. Halo isn't. None of them are, in my opinion. I know many will disagree. And like I said, Starfield was meant to be the one to kind of start to change that process. And look, it's going to come out, and hopefully the delay will make it a fantastic game. It will come out and everyone will be like, oh, I'm glad you delayed it because this is fantastic. Finally, you're competing with PlayStation. That's great. But what about this year? What are they going to say to their Xbox fans, Xbox community, to say this is why you've got Xbox, this is why you should stick with us? Or if you haven't got an Xbox, this is why you should pick us. Because right now you're saying, oh, pick us because in 3 years' time, we'll be good. That's all well and good. But PlayStation say, pick us because this year alone, we've released Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok. Like, what the fuck? The comparison is insane. And not only that, they are now introducing their new PlayStation Plus next month, which isn't going to compete with Game Pass. I don't think it'll be as good as Game Pass, but it's getting there. Xbox need to get these high quality games in. Will they have anything this year? I don't know. I think we're going to see something next month. maybe something we're not aware of that is coming this year. If I had to put money on it, I would guess that Hellblade 2 will fill the gap. I think Xbox are going to feel the pressure. I don't think they want to do this. I think they'd rather Hellblade have been next year. But I think they're going to feel the pressure, and I think they're going to want to bump something up. And I think it'll be Hellblade. From what we saw last time, it looked good. I know it's a very small section of the game, I'm sure, but it looked good. And it looked like a polished product. But again, it's only a small section. We've been waiting years for this game. They've been working on it for years. I had a sneaky feeling that they'd come, I think I mentioned it last week, that they would come, I don't remember my notes, I've still got my notes from last week so I can see what I've said last week. I said that Hellblade 2, another trailer with an early 2023 release window. Now that you have Starfield and Redfall moving into that first half of 2023, I can see them saying, say if Hellblade was meant to come out in January, they might say, look guys, I know you I know you had it for January, but can we please try and get this out in November? And that is a massive game, and that will help if they can bring that forward and release it this year. Because other than that, I can't see anything. I'm looking for a list here. Gears 6 is definitely not coming. Avowed is too early for Avowed, I think. Indiana Jones, I think it's too early because we've not seen anything. Unless it's something that they're working on that we don't know about, I just can't see it. Scorn might come out. That is definitely not enough to fill the gap. And okay, Forza Motorsport. Forza Motorsport could come out this year, but that's a racing game. That fills that niche. That's not going to fill everyone. So I'm worried for Xbox. I am. I like Xbox. I want them to do well. I play Xbox more than I play on PlayStation because of Game Pass, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good with these delays. It feels like every year we're saying, okay, now next year Xbox will catch up. Next year Xbox will release good games. But it feels like we're saying that a lot. It feels like we keep saying, oh, come on, wait a little bit longer. It's coming. It's like, come on. You've got all these developers now. Yes, Activision aren't there yet, but they're coming. Do something. Do something, Xbox, because you were behind on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One generation. If these games don't come, you're going to fall behind again. So they need to keep up. I think that's what I've got to say on that. It's disappointing. I was looking forward to playing Starfield this year. Redfall, I wasn't as disappointed with because I don't know much about it, and we don't know much about Starfield, to be honest. But it's a multiplayer kind of co-op game, so 4-person like Back 4 Blood kind of thing. So I wasn't as looking forward to that. It's just disappointing that Xbox haven't got anything, to be honest. Could they fill the gap with a partnership? Say, I was talking to Fipsy yesterday, Hogwarts Legacy. Could they just go to Warner Brothers, look, here is so much money, like stupid amount of money. I know you've been marketing this game with PlayStation, I know that. Come to us, Game Pass day one, there's all the benefits that you'll get from that, blah, blah, blah. That would fill the gap, because Hogwarts Legacy is a hugely anticipated game. If that was to come to Game Pass day one, would be insane. I don't think it's going to happen, because I think PlayStation have this deal with them, and I don't think they're going to be able to get that one. Could they do it with Gotham Knights? Maybe. I don't think that's big enough to fill the gap. It would please me, because I'd rather not pay for Gotham Knights, because I'm not sold on it from what I've seen. The recent footage that come out this week. But it's not enough. So if they're going to do stuff like that, if they're going to start going to these third-party developers and say, look, we'll give you this much money, put your game on our service day one, it needs to be a few of them, and they need to be big. I can't think of many. A Plague Tale was already coming to Game Pass, so maybe they could use that. But I believe, I might be wrong, I'm going to Google it, but I believe that is coming to PlayStation. It's just obviously Game Pass rather than not being. So yeah, a Plague Tale Requiem is coming to PlayStation. So that's not an exclusive. Obviously it's Game Pass, great, but it's not exclusive. Saints Row, could they do something with Saints Row? That would, appeal to a lot of people. Again, I don't think it's enough, but if you combine Saints Row with Gotham Knights with... There's one that could happen, but I still think if it does... The Kojima one that I mentioned last week, Hideo Kojima's next game, if that's an Xbox exclusive, great, but I don't think it's coming out this year, that's the thing. There's the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2, which is supposedly coming out this year, which even hasn't been announced yet, but there's rumours. Could they get a deal with EA to say, look, I know you've got your own thing, but please put this on our service, we need it. I don't know. It's looking rough for Xbox. Unless, like I say, unless they've got something we don't know about, it's looking rough. My prediction is they'll have nothing. And they're just going to say, we're really sorry, there's nothing. Hold out until February, Redfall will come. And then in April, we'll have Starfield. Something like that. Or the other way around, whatever. But I think if they're going to be desperate, and I think Hellblade 2 will be the one. I just hope that they don't risk Hellblade in terms of they don't make it come out early and then people are like, oh, this needed more time. This isn't working properly. This isn't great. It needed a bit more time. Then you're kind of throwing that developer under the bus just so Starfield can get better. That's the problem they've got. That's the problem they've got. But yeah, let me know, guys, in the comments what you think about this delay. Did you see it coming? Did you expect it? I saw the Redfall one coming because we've not heard about it and it's supposed to be coming out very, very soon. Starfield I'm a bit surprised about, but it makes sense because they need the time. But yeah, let me know what you think. What do you think they're going to replace this year? Or do you think, like me, that they're just going to have nothing? Let me know down below in the comments. Let's move on to what we've been playing. I need to get a jingle for this. I think I said it every week. I need to get a jingle for this what we've been playing section. I have been playing Trek to Yomi. I don't think I'd started that last week. I think I said I was going to. Trek to Yomi come out last week. And it came out to like middling reviews, kind of like 70s. I don't think it was part of mine and Flip. No, it weren't part of mine and Flipsy's Metacritic predictions, so it doesn't matter. But I think it's getting like 70s. From what I've played, I would say that's pretty fair. I might do a full review next week because I'm hoping to have beaten it by then. I'm having fun with it. I am genuinely having fun with it. I think it's really cool. The style and the aesthetic of the game is fantastic. If you don't know what Trek to Yomi is, it's a samurai game. I don't know what year it's set in, but it's set in the past. And it's all like black and white, kind of like a classic Japanese film. Everyone speaks Japanese. I don't think there's English dubs, but obviously you have English subtitles. And it feels very authentic. It feels very authentic for what they're trying to do. The combat is good, but not great. Sometimes it feels really good. Sometimes it feels pretty bad. It's kind of, it's something off about it. And I saw a lot of people mention that in the reviews, and I was like, I don't know what you mean, but playing it, there is something off. And for me, I feel like I don't know if it's the timing, and not even on me. Like sometimes, I don't know, I can't put it down, like put my finger on it, but there's something about the parrying system, and it all just feels a bit flaky, if that's a good word. When you compare something to Sifu, which felt very precise, you felt very powerful. You don't quite get that in Trek to Yomi. Maybe we're all thinking of Sifu, and that's why we're like kind of downgrading it a bit. But there's just something not quite hitting with it. But sometimes, if you get into a good flow, it can be very satisfying. But it is very samey. It's a lot of so when you're in combat scenes, it's side scrolling. So it's just side scrolling, and then when you're not in combat in areas, you can go wherever you want, more like a 3D kind of thing. But it is very samey. So you combat in 2D, then the next bit you'll be walking around in a not free roam, but in a non-TD space, and then the next bit you'll be 2D fighting people, the next bit you'll be in a non-3D space, and it's very, and the enemy design, there's a few different enemies kind of styles, but not that many. It gets better. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed chapter 4 quite a lot. It kind of, after chapter 3 ends, it kind of takes a pretty big turn in the story. I don't know much about Japanese kind of mythology and stuff, or culture, so I'm not maybe if I did know, I would have known where this game was going. Because I didn't know, I did not know where this game was going. So when it took this turn, I was like, oh, okay. And the end of chapter 4, there's a boss fight that I actually really liked. But there's only 2 chapters left, and I can't see them doing it again, that kind of boss fight. So I would have liked more of that kind of stuff, more of the chapter 4 boss battle. But they don't seem to be going down that route. And it took them until chapter 5 to kind of introduce puzzles. It's like, why did it take you that long? And the puzzles are very basic anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I don't know, it doesn't feel great, but I am having fun. I don't want to downplay it. I am having fun with the game. I'm definitely going to complete the game. But yeah, if you're on PlayStation, I personally would say, well, I'll wait till the review, because I might get to the end of this and say this is actually really good. So we'll wait till the review, but I'm having fun with Truck Yomi. What am I playing? I'm playing NBA. I'm playing a lot of NBA 2K22, which is on Game Pass as well. Trek to Yomi, I should have said, was on Game Pass. So having a lot of fun with that. I'm playing career mode, the My Player career mode, and just having so much fun. It's every year it comes to Game Pass around this time, and I play it and I love it, and I think, oh, should I just get it when it comes out in September 2K23? And then I don't, and I wait for it to come to Game Pass. And I have a great time every year. The thing is, I've kind of told myself now that with NBA games, and I tend to get it and play it like a lot for the first month or so, even 2 months maybe, and then I'll drop it and maybe come back to it at some point. But so why not just wait for it to come to Game Pass and do that, you know? So I think I like what I'm doing with it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I haven't played much Halo. I've been wanting to play Halo, but I haven't played Halo. I've been playing God of War again, some more God of War. My last stream, which was Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm recording this on Friday. We took down Magni and Modi. I beat him first time, which I was happy with. But I was shocked that I'm already at Magni and Modi. I thought that was later on in the game, not at the end, but a bit later, and I'm already there. I feel like I got there quick, and I don't know if I'm just not forgetting, but thinking it was further than it was. I don't know, but I can't remember if I'm halfway or not. I thought it was over halfway that you get to Magni and Modi, and I don't feel like I'm halfway. I know there's a lot more to do. I've not even been to Helheim yet, and I know we have to go there at least twice. I feel like there's so much more to do, and I just thought Magni and Modi were later, but they're here. I beat them, and that's where I ended the stream, just after I beat them. So that was fun. Loving that game still. Absolutely fucking fantastic game. That's what I played on PlayStation, really. Xbox, I said Trek to Yomi, NBA. I played a little bit of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I might just smash through that game, because I want to play and beat that. Maybe after Trek to Yomi. And I think that's all I've been playing. I've mainly been playing those games, yeah. I don't think I've been playing anything else. Not on top of my head. I played a little bit of Nintendo Switch Sports, but not as much as I'd like to. Yeah, that's what I've been playing. Let me know, guys, in the comments what you've been playing. Let me know what you think of Trek to Yomi as well, and I'll review it next week and maybe discuss your thoughts. And yeah, let's move on to our new section, the Part-Time Gamers Movie Club.
The Part-Time Gamers Movie Club. Ooh.
Okay, I think the jingle's finished. So last week I said that I would be watching Infinity War, Marvel's Avengers Infinity War, I guess. And I did. I watched it on Saturday, and I loved it. I had a great time with it. It's now, if you've been watching the last couple of weeks, I've got a Marvel list, and it has gone number 1. It is my favourite Marvel movie. It's very close between that and Civil War, because I really enjoyed Civil War. But Infinity War is great. A very, very, very great, good film. I think my favourite parts of that film, I loved when the Guardians of the Galaxy come in and met Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange. Yeah. And I like their kind of part of the story where they was on, I can't remember the name of the planets and stuff. I'm not as into it as everyone else, but over there, and when they were taking on Thanos, I found that really cool. When they almost had him. Sorry, I shouldn't spoil things, but if it's been 4 years since it came out, I'm the one who's late to the party. You've probably all seen it, but anyway, I won't spoil things anyway. I feel like that was my favourite part. But overall, the film was great, absolutely great. And I am very much looking forward to Endgame. I also watched this week, I didn't make it part of the movie club, but I also watched it, Ant-Man and the Wasp, because that was the only film I had to watch before Endgame. That was okay, that was good. It was a good film. I can't remember where I put it on my list, let me let you know. So, sorry, the app is loaded. So, I'll go through my top 5 again, then I'll tell you where Ant-Man and the Wasp is. So top 5 now goes Avengers Infinity War, Captain America Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Thor Ragnarok, and then Guardians of the Galaxy 1. That's my top 5. I'm fully expecting Endgame to go top 3 minimum. I'm expecting number 1. That's what I'm worried about, is that I'm going in there with too much expectation, but I'm sure everyone did and everyone apparently loves it. So, for reference, I've got Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man, at 9th on my list out of 20 films I think I've watched. Yeah, 20 Marvel films. I've got Ant-Man 9th at the moment. I really enjoyed the first Ant-Man. The next Ant-Man I have got at 15th out of 20. So definitely not as good as the first one for me. But I genuinely had a good time watching it. Definitely not slagging off saying it's a shit film. I really liked it. It's just what I'm finding with Marvel now, with why I now understand why everyone loves them so much, is that there's a lot of good films. So it's hard for these films to come in and be in that top 10. But yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp at 15. So this week I am going to be watching Endgame. I should be watching it on Sunday night. Thoroughly looking forward to that. If you want to watch along and let me know what you think of the film, or I'm guessing if you've already watched it, you can just let me know your thoughts. And I'll hopefully be back next week to talk about it. And hopefully I'll still be in love with Marvel, because I'm genuinely loving Marvel at the moment, which is kind of why I want to play Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy and get through it, because I'm really enjoying it. And I'm thinking about going back and trying to play Marvel's Avengers. I've tried it on PS5 when it was on PlayStation Now and didn't really get very far. It's on Game Pass. I am tempted to do it and try and just smash through it, but I don't know. I'll see. And then I've got to decide what to watch after Endgame, but that's for next week. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this week, guys. A little bit shorter of an episode, but I'm trying to keep them to this kind of 30-minute time. So hopefully that's better for you guys. Let me know what you think about the Starfield and Redfall delay in the comments, and also Infinity War or Endgame, and what you've been playing. I'm really interested to know what you've been playing. And that's it. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It really helps out a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more. And check the links below for our Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. Been streaming a lot on Twitch, so is Fipsy. Fipsy's now streaming Last of Us 1 for the second time. I think he's played it. I think I've played that game 3 times. I need to play it 4 times. I'll play it 4th soon. But if you want to watch Fipsy play through that game for a second time, then follow us on Twitch. And I'm hoping he's going to go and play Last of Us 2 after that, but he's not a fan of the game, so he might not. But I think if you want him to, even if you don't want him to, he doesn't want to. So follow us on Twitch, watch his streams, and comment, and make sure you tell him to play Last of Us Part 2. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you have a great weekend. God, I can't talk. And I'll hopefully see you next week.